You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know who it is. You know what it is. It's The Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. We're here to bring you the hottest sports talk anywhere on the planet. That's our mission. That's what we come to do. And you know who's in the building. I'm in the building. I'm G Sizzle. He's Rich Sizzle. What's going on, Rich?
Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Happy Thursday? Is it Thursday yet?
Happy day after the middle of the week to you too, my friend.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, where we got to keep it moving. We got to keep it popping because we got a lot to talk about. We've got something hot that's going to come out. It's just hot. It's hot fire.
Thank you for listening.
We need you to listen to this. The NFL has just released their schedule. It's a lot of stuff going on, but the beloved, they, 17 games, something you've never seen before.
First ever.
It's going to be amazing. But before we do that, let me say this very quickly. If you have not liked, subscribed, and shared, shame on you and shame on your friends and shame on the people that you know that you have not sent it to. That's what kind of shame this is, a building shame. So all you have to do is like, subscribe, or share. And if you see a little thingy up here, make sure you go ahead and tap it and say, hey, I want to watch that video too. Yep. But you can share. You can go here, there, anywhere. You can share this information with someone you love. Make it a post-day Mother's Day gift. That's right. You say, hey, Mom, I didn't get you a lot for Mother's Day, so I'm going to give you the sizzle.
It's graduation time. We can graduate you from Sizzle Academy.
No, is it graduation time? And it's time for you to give your loved one that thing they need as they walk across the stage. And that's the sizzle. Just make sure you hit that button, like, subscribe, and share. It's that easy. You can find us on any platform at #IronSkilletSports. And remember this too. If you don't like what we're saying, or if you love what we're saying, you can always write your response down in the comment section, and we'll talk to you. I'll talk to you. I'll say, hey, you suck, just like some of the people I know suck. It doesn't matter. You just write it down there. Just make sure you write it down there. And then we'll get back to you. So let's start this up. Let's do this. Oh, bad man daddy. Bad man daddy. Okay, so the NFL, Roger Goodell, the bad men, have put some things in play, Rich Sizzles. All right, one of the things they put in play is that you've got Tom Brady starting the season against the hated Cowboys. I don't know. Are they really hated?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to remember. Are they still America's team? Or are they still hated? I don't know, but I don't like them. I do like Dak Prescott, but
yeah, our generation might still like them, but these young guys, they don't want them.
Okay, so you've got that going on. You got a lot of holiday games going on, and one of the holiday games, a traditional game, is Detroit. For some reason, I don't know when they were chartered. I think it was said that they had to play on Thanksgiving, regardless of how good they play or how badly their team sucks. But Detroit thinks they have a great team. They think now with golf, they are ready to make that next step. I don't know what that step is, but they're ready to make it, and they're going to make it against our beloved, the Chicago Bears. Yay! This year, the Bears are returning to Thanksgiving gobble day football. It's going to be gobble in your face, buddy. What do you think about that, Rich?
Once again, here we go with the NFC North. And as a matter of fact, I think Detroit always plays a NFC rival on Thanksgiving at Detroit. That's like the one game that's guaranteed they're going to be at home regardless. Mark that calendar. There they go.
Right.
I'm not convinced that Jared Goff is an upgrade from Matthew Stafford, though. Maybe a younger version, and that's about it.
Yeah, it could be just Matthew Stafford 2.1. Maybe it's not even a 2.0. It's like a 2.5 of a 1.
Nah, just traded him for a younger model. It's like the hey, we're gonna roll in from the 2018 line of the Tahoe to the 2020, featuring the cup holder is now 3 inches to the left. That's
Oh, wow. Well, that cup holder to the left, that's serious stuff. I'm just telling you that now. When you see a cup holder to the left, you might want to pick that model up. But look, man, because of some of the foolishness that went on last season, the Bears now have one of the strongest. I think I read somewhere they have the third strongest schedule in the NFL.
Yeah, it's a rough schedule.
Yeah, they're playing 8 of their opponents. If I'm correct, 8 of their opponents had winning percentages in 2020. So yeah, they were all over 500. So you've got the regular season NFC North matches. All right. We'll talk about Aaron Rodgers in a second, but you also visit the Bucks, the Seahawks, and the Steelers,
and the Rams. That's opening. That's first game. That's opening night. Not even a day game, a night game. That's prime time. That is Sunday night football.
So, okay. So are they just saying the schedule makers, you're going to have to play Justin Fields? Because right now, I mean, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for the ginger hair genius here. It just, for some reason, man, I don't.
It's like they're saying, hey, Aaron Donald, here's a beginning snack for you. Week 1, go for it. Get that ginger man. I hope not, but geez, they're going to be that offensive line. That offense is going to be battle tested from day 1.
Right. Okay. So you're going to have a rookie right tackle.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have some other shifted pieces around there. And you want me to put in a rookie quarterback against one of the hardest schedules in the league. Hardest. I mean, like, these dudes, what, they play 3 primetime games this year? Is that what I'm saying? They play 3. My God, man. They play night games in week 14 and 15 against NFC foes in Green Bay and against the Vikings.
They have a Monday night game against the Steelers at Pittsburgh.
Whoa. Okay. All right, Daddy. Wait a minute. You schedule makers. Oh, Batman Daddy. Batman Daddy. Okay, so let's talk about the Batman. Let's talk about the real Batman on the scene. He's like the Joker. He is the kryptonite to the Bears super. He is Aaron Rodgers.
Who?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were trying to bring him in synonymous with Green Bay. I thought about the State Farm guy right now.
Jake from State Farm probably knows better. So let me ask you, Rich, do you see a scenario where Green Bay is Aaron Rodgers-less going into the season?
It's very possible. Even though Green Bay doesn't want to admit it, I don't know if those, what do you call those emotions, feelings, that relationship can be mended back. From everything that I'm reading, Aaron Rodgers is very sizzle, very mad, very mad. And pretty much has every right to be. And he has not come out and says what he wants other than certain people fired. And I don't see that happening. So it's it's kind of, it's not looking good for him. So the question is, what can they get for him potentially if they can't fix the relationship? If they can't fix the relationship on their terms, what can you get back? Are you willing to say, you know what, we're not even going to play him, we're going to hold him, and maybe he'll do a turnaround, Other people have done the same thing and play hardball with players in last year or a couple of years of their contract, making them play. The question is, can you do that with Aaron Rodgers? So,
yeah, I'm at the point where I think, could Aaron Rodgers just retire? If they don't give him his trade demands, if they don't give him what he asked for, he could just retire and say, I'll catch you in maybe another year. Now, the question is, could Aaron Rodgers sit out a whole year and then come back?
Well, if you're asking, does he need the money? Not really.
No, I don't think he needs the money. I think after I saw him at the Kentucky Derby, I think he'll be just fine in that regard. He'll be just okay.
Leave a lot of money on the table if he does do that.
Right. Well, I mean, if he's really convinced, and from all reports and everybody who knows Aaron Rodgers, it said once he makes his mind up, his mind is made up. So if he leaves, how attractive is that Green Bay matchup now? Because now you're talking about a second-year player that's had no snaps, none at all. So somebody wrote, there's a way they could conceive that the Bears could go 6-0 from the start of the season when they look at everything that they have until they get to Tampa Bay. Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
6-0. Okay.
It's possible. Anything's possible, but it's that first hurdle is going to be rough.
Yeah, and I'm thinking when we say anything's possible, you know, all these years I have always thought that I was going to marry Sheila E. It has not happened that way, so I know it's possible, but at this point, maybe not likely.
A lot has to go the Bears' way.
Yeah,
you know, it's not. It wouldn't be unheard of if the Bears went about 4-2 going to Green Bay. I don't know about 6-0. I just that's a good dream.
Yeah. Now I tell you what, if they are 6-0 at this point, then we will give free drinks to the listeners, because at that point, if they're 6-0 at that point in the season, they're going to the Super Bowl, baby. That's all I'm saying.
Oh,
Super Bowl or nothing. That's all I'm saying.
You get the fact people might get injured, and beginning of the year, there's adjustments that have to be made. I mean, you've got a Matt Stafford and then the Rams that's got to learn that system. Okay, you're saying a lot here, man, but okay, sure.
Well, all I'm going to say this is to that super fan, just keep the faith, keep believing. But one of the things we talked about it off camera, and we need to touch on it very quickly, was one of the best draft picks, if not arguably the best draft pick Ryan Pace ever made, is now signed in Washington. So from a 7th round pick to now the starting left tackle for the Washington Redskins, Charles Leno is the most consistent Bear player that Matt Nagy ever drafted. Never injured, played every game. Was he stellar? No, but he was a 7th round pick that started every game in the NFL. Rich, I don't know what your thoughts are, but are you sad to see Charles Leno go?
No, because like you said, I mean, did he perform great? No. I don't think anybody on that line performed great. I will agree, for a 7th round pick to played every game and started and all that good stuff and was reliable. That's phenomenal. But have we reached the end? If we got rid of Kyle Fuller, we definitely got to get rid of him.
Well, you know, what's amazing is, even some things are said in hyperbole, but one of the things that Ryan Pace has been really good at drafting mediocrity. I mean, he's good at drafting those dudes that can give you long periods and stretches of time. It's kind of like a Bulls player, but we'll talk about that on the next segment. He can give you a long time, like some of their guys gave you their first round picks are first, second. They don't seem to last. They kind of peter out. But those picks that Ryan Pace makes from 4 to 7, spot on. I mean, those dudes play. And so somebody knows talent. I'm just saying it wasn't great talent, but it was consistent talent. And you can't replace a player who's been there. I know contract wise, maybe it wasn't a good thing, but he was there. And to that, I have to give him kudos for that. You know, that he was actually on the field. He was responsible. You saw him every game and he took those shots. I mean, Charles Leno never was one like, yo, man, that's not all my fault. Like, the team suck, bruh. Like, they suck. He never said it. I don't think I've ever even heard Charles Leno speak. He might be mute. I don't know. I have never heard him say one word like, hey, Charles, how was that game?
I'm sure he's not mute.
Okay. That would be, I was going to say maybe he's deaf and mute, but then I don't think that's a good thing. Yeah.
We can try to pull up, see if anybody's ever interviewed him.
Like, I've never heard him say anything. I don't know. Maybe you have. I have never heard him say anything.
Do you think this makes Washington a better team?
No, I think it gives Washington some consistency. I think they have a tackle that even if they need to move somebody, I always wondered, probably is Charles Leno better suited to play right tackle? So I don't know. I mean, you saw he was stout enough. I mean, nobody got killed on his watch. I don't think.
Well, my question is, like you said, for 7 years, you've done this and you've done it. Okay. But you've been there.
Yeah.
At what point does the plateau start to happen?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's such a hard thing to come up with. It's like, you know, being married to somebody and he's consistent. Now, is he the best looking husband? No. Does he have the best car? No. But has he paid the mortgage on time every month? Has he paid the utilities every month? See, these are the things you got to ask yourself. You know, Charles Leno, maybe not great. Maybe not as bad as you think. Man.
But he'll be 30 years old.
Uh-oh. 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 You know, when we start talking about basketball, I'm going to tell you about a 30-year-old that might be out the league. Yeah, that's called a tease in the business. that's a business tease, even though it's going to be in a whole new segment. It doesn't matter. You have to listen and you have to watch the other segment to figure out what we're talking about. So, Rich, what are your thoughts so far? We talked about the new schedule. What is it that you're seeing once you look at the schedule? What is it that in your mind, what are you thinking?
It is a tough schedule, but there are some games that are winnable. The bad part about there are very few gimmies.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see too many. I mean, outside of our division. Yeah, the outside division games, I mean, I'm not totally convinced that the Giants are that much greater of a team from last year to this year. So maybe that's a give me. But like you said, playing the Seahawks at Seattle, the Ravens, wherever you play them at, the Steelers, the 49ers, it's a rough schedule. It's winnable. I would say they could go 500, but there's a 17th game. I don't know how that's going to happen. So I still think overall you still have to pick at least one person from the division. If Aaron Rodgers is not there, the division is wide open. Just being honest about it. It's at that point, it's the Bears. It's the Bears won to lose.
So what? Okay. So are we saying they're going to sweep the Lions this season?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So they sweep the Lions. Okay. Now the question is about the Vikings. I mean, I'm not really worried about the Vikings, but the Vikings have somewhat been a problem. They've been a problem. And I don't know now if their starting QB is their second round or what was the third round pick, then yeah, I say then we run through the whole division. But other than that, the only team I'm really in the division without Aaron Rodgers is Minnesota.
Right.
Like, that's the one I'm really like. If you tell me that Aaron Rodgers is not playing, I'm gonna tell you, Jack, we're winning the division.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And on the other end, I mean, these are games that the other teams have to play to.
Right. Right.
Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. So it's not like the Vikings are going, or the Bears are going to have this schedule, and then the Vikings are going to have cakewalks, and they're basically, playing the Jags all season long. They're not doing that.
Right. That's true. That is true.
They suck or anything like that, or do they?
I think they do a little bit. But okay, let me ask you this before we get ready to get out of here. There is something we've got to talk about, the Mitch Bowl. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mitchell Trubisky makes his return to Soldier Field as a backup Bill in week 2 of the preseason. Rich, are you ready for Mitchell Palooza?
I love it. I am ready to see it. I want to see. That would be, most of the time the defense doesn't play full speed. I could totally see the defense of the Bears going ham at him for all the times that he just asked for a little bit of a break on the field and he couldn't get it from Twitchy Mitchy. They're going to give him the business.
I'm just asking, is it maybe too early? Is it too soon? Because like most of those guys over there, they retained half of their defensive staff. So they've played against Mitch. They know how to get to Mitch. They may hurt Mitch. I mean, because you know him out of everybody, you know him the best. You know where he's going to drop. Even in the new offense, you know how his feet look. You know how he looks when he's getting ready to release that ball and throw into double coverage. So
and it's not like Buffalo doesn't already have their number one quarterback sealed.
Right.
You already know who he is. So his position is secure, but your backups, you might want to see what your backups can do.
Well, I keep hearing all this chatter. Everybody's like, oh, man, Mitch is going to be a star in this league. Where?
When?
Where? When?
What, 3 days?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no. There's only one team that concerns me, Rich, and that would be what's going on in Houston, because they look, it looks suspect in Houston. I'm just gonna tell you the real, bro. Stuff looks bad in Houston, and if they're going with a if they're going with a journeyman quarterback and a rookie, they're gonna suck.
They have no choice.
Yeah.
You missed your shot when you could have done something with Deshaun Watson. This is like kind of foretelling. When a player says he wants out, you might want to let him go. You got something back and then let somebody else deal with that headache.
True. That's it. That's the biggest thing. So we're going to let this go right here. We're going to stop right here because we'll talk about this more. We're going to get into some more about the schedule, some of the better opponents, and we're going to talk about further down the line. We got to talk about Tom Brady, how long he's going to play, and is he invincible? Yes. I think.
I don't know which Tom Brady clone we got, but he's a clone.
Yeah, I'm beginning to. You remember those Sean John commercials from Macy's, and the guy was like, "Wow, Sean, it's like it's 20 of you." And he was like, then he ran back in the closet. He was like, "Guys, they're on to us." I think that's what it is with Tom Brady. I think there are 40 Tom Bradys, and you talk about little Bronny playing. Tom Brady will be in the NFL when his son is drafted in as a wide receiver. That's in 2042.
Makes me want to think about going vegan or something.
Mm, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I can get to the league and be a 50-year-old vegan. It could happen. It could happen. No, it. Wow. Come on. Oh. I don't even know what that was. Woo. Well, you know what it is. You know who it is. It's the Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. This is the talk of the 219. We are the hottest talk in the 219. We are the hottest sports talk anywhere and everywhere. And what we will do is see you on the other side.